Welcome back. This is the third episode of The Blind Gardener, and here I am again to talk to you on the last day of August 2020. The gardens are starting to look a little droopy, but the best thing to do really is to just get out and do some snipping and try to keep the garden weeded and pull out and cut off the dead stuff. And just freshen everything up a little bit, and that's about all you can do at this point. Okay, I have my trusty gardening bucket, and I have some. I got to show you this tool. This is the. I'm not going to show you all my tools, but this is my my best and handiest tool. It's a weed puller upper. I use it for dandelions. I use it for other weeds, and it just really gets in there and digs up gets to the root of the weed and pulls it right up out of the ground. And then you have a little hole left, and this is, I call it a little pounder. And you just pound the dirt back in and pound down the hole so it's nice and flat again. So it's a really handy tool. Anyway, I'm going to do some clipping today and some cleaning, and I just want to show you that it can seem intimidating, but once you get to it, it's actually kind of fun, and it puts me in a good mood because I like to clip. So come along and let me show you my grapes as we walk up my garden path here, what I call it. This is a grapevine that was started by my father. The original grapes from this grapevine, the original cuttings were actually from Italy, and they're a Concord grape. They're a white grape, and actually I can start to smell them. This is the first day that I've actually been able to get that nice grape aroma. That means some of the grapes are ripe. So we'll soon be picking them. So come on up my garden path, and get a lot of trucks that drive by our street. I told you the last time that I was going to show you my itsy bitsy vegetable garden, and here it is. It starts here with this pepper plant. It's the first time I planted vegetables, and we got like 2 or 3 little baby peppers. It's probably not worth it, but they were fun to try, and I won't do them again next year. But again, there's a pepper right there. Let's see if we can spot that. That's very cute. Very little, but very sweet, and I'm sure it'll taste delicious. I think we got 2 or 3 others that are still in the kitchen ready to be eaten. I have 2 cherry tomato plants that did well, so I'll probably just put 4 cherry tomato plants in next year and forget the rest. So I have the peppers and the tomato here and a tomato in back. And then 2 bean stalks these are pole beans, and I actually got like about 12 beans off of 2 plants. Totally not worth it. I'm not growing them again next year. But they were cool for an experiment. You know, it's all about, I like to think of gardening as experiments, and if it doesn't work, well, just don't do it again next time. But today I'm going to pull this tomato basket, I guess it's called, up from one of the beans that I'm going to pull up. I'm going to cut back these beans today, but right now I'm going to pull this up to reuse on my zinnias. The zinnias are beautiful, which I'll show you in a bit, and but they get top heavy, which I didn't know because I hadn't planted them before. I'm going to put this tomato basket over them and kind of prop them up. But in the meantime, nothing's as simple as you think. So I tried to pull this up, and it's caught. So I have my clippers, and I'm going to just reach down and try to figure out by feel where I need to clip so I can free this little tomato basket. Okay, I can feel something here. I don't want to cut my tomato plant, so I can actually see the vine here, and I can feel that it's not a tomato plant. So I'm going to clip it there, and let's see if it's stuck somewhere else. Great, perfect. All right, it's free. It's free. It's free. So, like I said, I'm going to come back in a bit and just take out these 2 bean poles, and then that will open up the garden. There's really no need for those beans to remain where they are. Let's see, what did I do with, here it is. Okay. I'm going to bring you up my garden path. Let me just show you what I did. You know, I love garden bling, and I love natural garden bling. So these stepping stones we actually got from my brother's house. He has a big rock pile in the back, and I just dug around in the ground to the shape and size of each stepping stone, because they're natural rocks, so they're all different shapes, and they're not always completely flat. But I dug up the ground, put them in, and that was probably about 10 years ago. And of course, it's all, you know, grown around. The grass has filled in around each stone. But I think it's pretty. It's natural. And then these bricks that I use as a border for the garden, we got from a friend's house who moved in and found a fireplace or an old chimney in the backyard that was all broken down, and he was just going to get rid of the bricks. So we took them, and I used them as a border, and makes a cool border, and they were free. And yeah, so come on along, and I'm just show you these black-eyed Susans that are an amazing perennial. They're a wildflower. The bees love them. And now they've been blossoming for at least a month. So they're bright. The only bad thing, it's not really a bad thing, but they really do spread. So in a little bit, once they start, losing their flowers, I will get back there and weed them up, pull them up. Because anything in your garden that you don't want is actually, you can just think of it as a weed. So then it doesn't hurt so much when you're pulling up flowers. I try to give my plants to other people, but sometimes you just can't find someone who wants your flowers because they already have them or whatever. So in the bucket they go. This is a Shasta daisy that is completely overgrown. It's beautiful. It hasn't blossomed yet. It will blossom in September. And when I feel that, you can't see the buds right now, but when I pinch the top, I can feel the little round buds starting to form. And they're white, and they're yellow centered, and they're just gorgeous. But I'm going to probably try to find another place in my yard to move this next year, because it's taken up too much of my garden. And let's see. Oh, these phlox are absolutely gorgeous. They blossom. They too have been blossoming for at least a month. They started coming out at the beginning of August. Like I said, now it's August 31st. And yesterday we saw a monarch. Well, I didn't see it, but others pointed out that there was a monarch butterfly on it. And last week a friend of mine was here, and she said she saw a big butterfly that was actually yellow with purple spots on it. So that was amazing. I wish I was able to see that, but I like the description that other people can give me. And they are very aromatic too, and they have a beautiful aroma. So, continue on. And these are the roses. I may have showed you these before, maybe not. But this is its second blossoming, and they're not as profuse as the first time, but they still, I'm so excited that they blossomed again, and they're hanging over the driveway on the other side of the fence, and they just look so beautiful. And I don't remember what kind of daisy, what kind of rose it is, but they almost don't look like a rose. They're just so beautiful. And the last time we were here, I'm talking quickly because there's so much to say, I showed you my sunflowers that were coming up, and now they're very tall and blossoming. So they kind of have to get around this way to see them because the sun comes up here, and I think a lot of them like to face, I guess they're facing east. Um, and they're just many times a day are covered with honeybees. So, nice thing to plant. And again, the blossoms last a long time, and they're just a beautiful perennial flower. Perennial in the way that it reseeds. It doesn't reroot, but the seeds fall down and they come up again the next year. So, I'm going to bring you to my zinnias now. We've been to this part of my garden before. You can see these zinnias are drooping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my tomato cage on and then come back and show you the result of kind of like the before and after. Okay, I'm back. All right, this is an experiment that failed. So I broke a blossom. I broke another stem down there. So I'm pulling this back out. Hopefully I won't break anything else. And an experiment gone wrong. Anyway, really, it's not the end of the world, even though sometimes when I first started gardening, I thought every failure was the end of the world. So I'm gonna not bore you with the details of this, but what I will do, I guess I didn't realize how big the plant is and how much it spread out until I got in here and started fiddling with it. But as you can see, there's just so many blossoms. It's so what. So what I'm going to do now, just trust me that it'll look much better. I'm going to get some kind of a plant wire and kind of lasso them around and pull them up and tie them all up so they're standing up straight. So that's the end of the episode number 3, and I'll see you next time in September. Ciao for now.